What's good? What's good? We're back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast. Your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. Today, I'm going to react to a video. It's titled "I'm Glad Rappers Are Struggling to Sell Tickets," and it's by the title. It sounds like it's one of those hater videos, but it's not. It's not. He's just breaking down basic facts, and that's the thing nowadays. Even the truth and telling facts and telling the truth is considered hateful. So there's that. Before we get into it, I'm gonna give you a word from Dizzle. As you can see, I got one of the Dizzle shirts on as we speak, rocking the Dizzle blue. This is actually the color of the label. The new label is a Dizzle. It's a blue label, and it started out as a black and silver originally. So we're gonna play this little short promotion from Dizzle. Let's get into it.
That slap. It is that one. That everybody talking about Dizzle new drink. They like that's that turn. That lit. That slap. It is that one. That everybody talking about Dizzle new drink.
They like you can Dizzle too. Dizzle's a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Just throw your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. If you want to order your very own bottles of Dizzle premium luxury liqueur, go to dizzlebrand.com. Go to the homepage, click on order online. That'll take you to Emilio's Beverage. Remember, you must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. Also, if you're in California, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Arkansas, click on our locations and you will see actual store locations. The Dizzle brand merch is available on there as well. Dizzlebrand.com. Go to merchandise store, or you can go to Etsy.com, ETSY.com. Search for Dizzle brand. That's Etsy.com/shop/Dizzle brand. And the new Dizzle brand gummies are now available as well. Dizzle brand is also in the edible business. Be on the lookout for the vapes and the Dizzle brand drinks coming soon too, the Delta 8 drinks. But the gummies are now available at dizzlenova.com. Link is in the description. And shouts out to campnova.com or campnovaonline.com. Check them out. campnovaonline.com. Celebrity cannabis company. Shouts out to Little Rock Obama in Arkansas. And my bad, Scale Breaker with the Scale Breaker punch. Hashtag Dizzle brand boys. All right, let's get into it.
Back with another video, and real quick before I get into the video, make sure you leave a subscribe. I'm trying to pay off this college tuition, and it helps me out a ton, and it doesn't cost you any extra money. But for this video, I'm going to talk about why I'm kind of glad that these rappers' tours are not selling very well. I'm glad that some of these artists are having to cancel their shows. And that may just sound like hating, and maybe it is, but I'm not really trying to come from a place of hating. This is more me coming from a place of a lot of these rappers really.
Before he finishes, once again, if you tell the truth or you tell facts, that's considered hate. So, screw these motherfuckers that they think it's hate.
Need to be brought back to reality. A lot of them really need sort of a reality check, and this is their reality check. Rappers have gotten way too comfortable as of recently, and over the years, they've just gotten really comfortable in terms of disrespecting their fans with these concerts and with these shows. They've been doing things like showing up hours.
I hate to stop again. Not even just disrespecting the fans. As you see that Lil Baby was being interviewed, a lot of them are disrespecting the media outlets and platforms that they need to keep promoting their brands, to promote their singles and their albums as well. As we've seen, I forgot the rapper that recently just walked out in the middle of the interview. It's like nobody's going to want to interview you and let you promote your brand on their platforms when you keep doing things of that nature. Yeah, they need a reality check. They need to come back down to earth.
Late for shows. They've been canceling shows last minute, leaving shows halfway through, giving half-ass performances, giving performances where they're obviously not fully there, just doing a whole bunch of stuff that's just like really disrespectful to the fans and facing no real repercussions for these actions. And all the things I listed are not rare occurrences in rap. You can hear a story about this happening to pretty much any rap fan who's ever tried to buy a concert or is at least like a somewhat active concert goer. They can tell you a story of, oh yeah, so-and-so canceled here, or yeah, they cut their performance short, or yeah, they didn't really perform. They didn't really do much of anything. They were only on stage for 20 minutes. Like every single rap fan who's a consistent concert goer has some sort of story like this. I've been a concert goer for maybe like a year. I've been to 2 concerts recently. I was never much of a concert guy. And the one concert that I really wanted to go to, the Playboi Carti one, ended up being canceled literally one song into Playboi Carti. Now, I don't believe it was his fault. There was something wrong with like the production, like something wrong with the speakers. One of the speakers like popped or something. But yeah, we literally got one Playboi.
And now, all due respect, as a person who's been a celebrity booking middleman before in the past, you do have to account for sound systems do be screwed up sometimes, and you do have to account for janky show promoters. I remember one time there was a show promoter who had went through me to book Flip Mode, Rampage, and Raw Digger because I had previously done a show with them in Fayetteville, North Carolina at Big Shot. So he wanted to take them to Illinois State University. And when we get out there, come to find out, he's not allowed to sell tickets. So that was really like a janky promoter, somebody who didn't really know the business, have his ducks in a row, he didn't dot all his I's and cross all his T's. We get there and they can't sell tickets. And what was crazy is Flip Mode, and there was a couple, like one of the Brooklyn Zoo artists were there too, which we didn't really even pay for him to come, except for a flight. And him and Flip Mode was actually willing to perform still because it was at a college university, but the show promoter was like, nah, so yeah, you got to take into account of that. But nowadays, there is a lot of these artists canceling.
Carti song, and it was supposed to get rescheduled, and it's been almost 2 years, so I've pretty much given up on that. Obviously he's going to come back here for the next tour, but it's like, every rap fan who goes to concerts has a story like that. And not only did Playboi Carti perform half of a song and then leave, we had to stand outside and wait for him for quite literally 2 hours after the person who went before him finished. Rico Nasty was supposed to perform, and then Carti.
I ain't standing out waiting for no artist for 2 hours. There's not one artist on the planet I'm standing out and waiting for 2 hours. Unless it's like an interview with like 50 Cent or Jay-Z or Eminem. It's gotta be like I got an interview set up with somebody that's super big, but it was like it could be like 90s old school, like wait 2 hours for KRS-One to do this interview. Sit outside and wait for KRS-One to nah, dog. I love KRS-One, but can I do it? I'm not gonna be able to do it. It's gonna have to be somebody that's so big that my podcast is just instantly gonna get a shit ton of eyeballs. And I mean a shit ton.
Carti performs after her. Rico Nasty finished. We waited another hour and a half, and then Carti came out. Like, there's just been so many instances of these rappers getting a little too comfortable and feeling that they can just do whatever when it comes to their concerts and their tours. So I'm kind of glad that we're seeing a little bit of a pullback in terms of ticket sales for most of these artists.
It doesn't really surprise me that their mindsets are like that. It's not like they really in it. Most of them are not in it because they love to make music, or they appreciate music, or they want to make great music, or timeless music, or classic music. They're just in it to make money. I would argue that the majority of rappers today are only in it for the money or because it's cool. In the 90s, yeah, people wanted to make money, but damn near everybody doing it also loved to do it. I would argue that very, very, very few love it. J. Cole, Kendrick, the Kanye's, Drake's. Once you start to get all these trap rappers, it's all about money, man. It's not about making great, timeless music. It's not about appreciating music at all either, because if they appreciated music, there wouldn't be this big disconnect with the old school and the new school like it is.
And it's like they've started to feel like they're almost too good for their audience. They're too good to show respect to their audience. They're too good to give a real
They've been like that for a while.
performance. They're too good to be there on time. They're too good to give a full performance and do their whole thing. And that's not every artist, but it's a lot of rappers. It's pretty much rap concert culture at this point. For one of these three things are going to happen if you go to a rap concert in 2023. One, the rapper's going to show up hours late, or
And he said rap concert. If you go to like an underground hip hop concert, if you do go to a KS1 show, which I've been to one before, I definitely recommend. I mean, you're definitely not gonna you're gonna get your money's worth and some. But I'm not waiting 2 hours outside for them. I don't care who it is. Like, cause I don't. That's the thing. I don't put these people on like pedestals like they're gods and give them the groupie treatment. And even with an interview, they would have to let me know that I'd have to wait the 2 hours after the show to do the interview, and I'd have to agree to it. And it have to be somebody like I said, that's really, really worthy. A lot of these old schools, I've already interviewed them cats. Most of them cats. I'm not waiting 2 hours for them cats. And that's the thing. A lot of these new rappers, they got a sense of entitlement. And a lot of old schoolers do too. They got a sense of entitlement. A lot of celebrities, period. A lot of famous people have this sense of entitlement, like they should be entitled to things, just cause.
maybe an hour and a half late. And that's not just me saying, oh, the concert starts at 9. You're supposed to be on stage at 9. I mean, the concert starts at 9. They come on stage at 11:30. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not just saying, oh, the dramatic pause that artists do when, the concert starts at this time, then they come out. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. 2, they give a really bad performance. They're not really doing much of anything. They're just kind of on stage standing there. Or 3, they cut the performance short, leave early, or something comes up. Oh, we got to go. One of those 3 things is guaranteed to happen at a rap concert if you go to.
And when they say they got to go, which means they got other business obligations they got to go make money on, because this one is none of them are important to them. It's not like when I seen Kendrick Lamar like doing a meet and greet, and he waited for he had damn near a mile long of people waiting for a meet and greet, and he wanted to make sure he got every single person who paid for the meet and greet before they got to the next obligation. I seen Joyner Lucas at a show, smallest crowd, but he made sure he stayed, meet and greet with everybody. Definitely when he does this, that's the thing. Like Joyner Lucas, he's losing disconnect with his fans as far as the songs he's probably putting out and releasing. But I can guarantee when he goes to a show, he's probably not losing disconnect with them. He's probably totally connected with them. And that's the thing. Like, that's where artists' real money is at, is the shows, the tours. And for you to just half-ass it and take it for granted, if you lose that show money in the future, you get what you deserve.
One. And I'm glad that this is kind of happening, because a lot of these rappers have been disrespecting their fans. And it's really bad when it's the concert going fans, especially because those are the ones that really support and build your career, because anybody can stream music nowadays. It doesn't take a lot. It's not like back in 2008 where you had to buy an artist's music to really support them. I can just go stream Lil TJ's album right now. Like, that doesn't take that much effort. But going out and paying you a couple $100s to see you perform, that's real support. That's real love. So to kind of, disrespect those people just really has always rubbed me the wrong way. And that's been one of the biggest things that I've been kind of bothered by in this modern rap scene.
And let me chime in real quick, man. Beautiful Fayetteville, North Carolina. Shouts out to J. Cole, Vietnam. J. Cole did a show in the Nam, and he literally brought out Drake and Jay-Z And nobody knew in the crowd that Drake and Jay-Z was at the show. Like, you talking about getting your money's worth and double and triple. Like, he had what openers was like YG and I think Jeremiah, which was good for Fayetteville. Got the R&B and then a West Coast cat. J. Cole sold it out. Nobody knew Drake and Jay-Z was gonna be there. J. Cole sold it out. Only rapper to ever sell out Fayetteville Crown Coliseum by himself. And then he brings out Drake and then Jay-Z on the allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Hove. And the crowd just goes bananas because Jay-Z ain't been here since Reasonable Doubt. Drake, I don't even know if it's ever been here. I don't think Drake has ever been here, but that's the show. That's where the fan getting their money's worth. But he's right. These other rappers, they take this shit for granted, man. The shows are half-ass. They cancel them. They leave early. They all they care about is getting the money from the people, and that's it. They don't want to have nothing to do with the people whatsoever.
And pretty much everything in terms of what these artists are doing wrong with their concerts starts with the price. All of these concerts are charging like $200 a piece for like solid tickets. Of course, you can get the nosebleeds and spend $50, but if you really want to have a great time at the concert and get some decent seats and actually see the artist, it's going to cost you at least $200 for the average rapper right now. Like if you want to go see Lil Baby or Lil Durk or somebody around their stature of artist, you're probably going to be dropping like $200. Now,
I wouldn't pay $5 to go watch those cats perform. Let's keep it moving.
Lil Baby has had to reduce the price of his tickets because of the low sales. And Lil Durk, I believe, has done similar things recently. But before this was all going down, before this was a big story, rappers were charging $200 for like mid-level seats, not on the floor, not VIP, just like decent enough seats to where you can see the artist, you can hear the music, but you're not like right in their face. People were charging like $200. And Academic said it best. He said this on a live stream like maybe a couple of days ago or a day ago. He said, why would I pay, as a fan, why would I pay $200 to go see you? And, you know, you might have a decent performance. It might be a pretty good performance. Why would I do that when I can go to Rolling Loud and spend an extra $100? Yeah, I'm paying $300 some now, but I also get to see 50 artists and I get to go for 3 days.
Bing. Ding, 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 ding. That's the problem right here. I watched a video the other day. See, these artists, they're inflating these prices based on these festivals. Like, you know, they're sitting there like, well, you know, I'm getting this much for a festival. So they're trying to apply that to thinking that's what they would get on their own. You know, they and then the crowds that come to the festival, these artists, they're inflating their egos so bad. They're thinking like, you know, Playboy Cardi's thinking like, well, you know, most of these people are coming because of me. Travis Scott's thinking the same thing. ASAP Rocky, you know, they all think they the top dog. Everybody's coming for them, coming to see them. They're inflating the actual amount of fans that they can bring by themselves based on festivals. They're inflating the prices that they should be getting based on what they're getting with festivals, you know. And I've always been said, like, it's hard to sell out. Once you start talking about selling out in the thousands, that's not it. Every artist isn't doing it. Every artist isn't doing it. It just doesn't happen. I mean, none of the Playboy Cardi comes to Fayetteville, he ain't selling out shit. Travis Scott, I don't even think he's selling out the Crown Coliseum either. ASAP Rocky, none of these three names that they're showing on the flyer are selling out the Crown Coliseum. I mean, 21 Savage, he's got to come with J. Cole. Little Uzi Vert, I don't think it's happening. Kodak Black, nope. And you know what's crazy? J. Cole has a lot of love-hate in Fayetteville. You know what I'm saying? But he's the first rapper that's really sold out Fayetteville. And yeah, there was a lot of women that came because they wanted to see Jeremiah. You know, the R&B fans and whatnot. But it was really cold that sold it out.
I get to see 50 artists, and I'm probably going to be a fan of at least 20 of them, because if I'm going to Rolling Loud, you know, I like Lil Durk. They're going to have, you know, some other artists that are similar to Lil Durk. If I like Cardi, and Cardi's on that day, they're going to have Destroy Lonely and Ken Carson and Trippie Redd and Lil, yeah, like they're going to have some pretty adjacent artists there. So why on earth would I spend $200 as a Lil Baby fan to go see you when I can spend $300 and I get to see Travis Scott, and I can see A$AP Rocky and a whole bunch of different artists over a 3-day period? Why would I do that? That just doesn't make any sense. And these artists are not giving $200 performances, okay? When you spend $200 for a mid-level ticket, that's like a Beyonce ticket. That's like a Drake ticket. But what are you
I told you to give her $5 performances, and that's it.
getting when you go see a Beyonce concert or even a Drake concert to a certain extent, a little less on Drake, but what are you getting when you go see them? You get to see, with Beyonce, you get to see a bunch of costume changes. You get to see her actually live singing. You get to see a crazy, ridiculous, extravagant looking stage. You get to see production. You get to see, you know, weird art pieces floating around. You get to see a whole dance team, backup dancers. You get to see all of that for $200. But when you pay $200 to see Lil Baby or to see Kodak Black, what are you going to get? You're going to get them rapping their songs, walking back and forth on stage. You know, they might jump around for a song or two. They're going to literally have the backtrack in the background playing the full song. It's not just going to be
a listener party. That's what that is. That is a listener party. That's not a live performance. You know, when we came up, man, performing open mics, the most you could get away with is having the instrumental with the ad-libs. But I mean, I remember, like, just to get respect in my own city, I had to go and rap 32 bars. And I'm talking about rapping just over the beat. Ain't no ad-libs, ain't no song playing, just the beat. 32 bars. So people know, yo, this motherfucker right here is serious. This motherfucker deserves some respect. You know, but these dudes nowadays, I mean, it's just pure greed. They're overcharging for a fucking listening party, man. That's all it is, a listening party.
The instrumental. It's going to be the full song, like somebody literally just plugged their phone in, and it's going to hear you're going to hear the words and everything, and they're going to rap maybe about half the song, let the crowd rap the other half. Like, it's cool. There's nothing wrong with
basically the same thing that Milli Vanilli did, except they actually wrote the songs or sung the songs. But still, who wants to pay $200 for that trash?
Performing like that. It's not the best performance style in the world, but there's nothing wrong with performing like that. But when you perform like that, you can't charge Beyonce prices, bruh.
It's not performing. It's a listening party. There is something wrong with performing like that. I agree with pretty much everything he said, except up to this point, we said there's nothing wrong with it. Yes, what's wrong with it is you're calling it, labeling it as a performance. You're calling it a performance when it's just a fucking listening party. We're just watching you. We're just in the room listening to your songs with you while you just shout a few words here and there over the song.
You can't charge Drake prices. When Drake got, you know, floating things, and he's got the statue of Virgil throwing the airplane, and he's got his set, this huge stage with a screen. He's got a hologram Drake. With, like, if you're going to charge these type of prices, I expect you to give me that type of show. Even so, I like Travis Scott. I got to give it to Travis Scott. He's not going to do anything crazy. He's not going to dance like Beyonce, and he's not going to do all that. But he's going to have a crazy looking set. He's going to have a crazy production stuff. He's going to have, you know, a roller coaster floating around. He's going to do something wild. There's going to be something.
And that's why I said Travis Scott could sell out Fayetteville. I mean, Travis Scott is fucking huge.
There that makes you want to pay that $200. If I'm paying $200 to see Lil Durk, and no disrespect to Lil Durk, I love Lil Durk. I went to his last concert. I'm literally wearing a t-shirt that I bought at his concert. But if I'm paying $200 to see Lil Durk, I'm kind of getting ripped off. Dirk's not going to do anything crazy. He's going to rap, some of his songs. The backtrack's going to play with the full song. Somebody plug their phone in. It's going to play with the full song. He's going to give a good performance. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to have a good time, which is the best part about a concert. That's the main goal, but it's not worth that beyond.
He might have a good time. I wouldn't have a good time watching somebody just like literally at a listening party on stage. I watched Joyner Lucas at a show. No hype man, no ad libs, literally fast rapping, killing it. And I was zoned out. I was just zoned out. First time my cousin ever went to a rap concert, probably last time too. And I was just zoned out and amazed of how great his performance was. Even he said it was the smallest crowd he had on that tour, and it was his first tour when he signed the major label deal with I think it was Atlantic, and then he got out of the deal like a year later or whatnot.
Say ticket, it's not worth $250 if you're not giving me all that. If I'm paying $250, I need you to show me something, bruh. I need you to give me a crazy performance. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go to Rolling Loud. And sure, I'll see less of your performance when you're at Rolling Loud. You'll do less. You won't do as many songs as a full concert, your own tour. But I get to save a little money in terms of seeing not just you, but every single artist that I want to see ever. So it's like, I'm glad that these artists aren't selling the way that they are. And maybe this will make them lower their ticket prices and show a little respect, show a little bit more respect for their fans, because it's getting a little ridiculous. It's getting a little ridiculous. It has gotten a little ridiculous. Like, again, I just really want to emphasize this point. If you're going to charge me $200, I need to see you do something more than walk back and forth on stage, jump up and down, and rap over the full song playing in the background. That's not a real, that's not a crazy performance for me to be paying $250.
He wanted to say that's not a real performance, and then he said it's not a crazy performance, but he should have said what he was going to say. That's not a real performance.
It's just not. And I know the experience of listening to music that you love with a whole bunch of people who love the same music as you is like a really big part, but it's not worth it.
That's you know what? That's never the part for me. When I go to watch a artist perform, I don't care that I'm listening to it with a bunch of strangers. Like, I care to see a great performance for music that I consider to be great, or artists that I consider to be great. That's what I want to see.
You can't be overcharging, bro. If you're going to charge me Beyonce prices, I need you to do some Beyonce stuff. I need you to rap and sing all of the songs live. I want to hear your voice. I want to hear that. I want to see you dance a little bit. I want to see you do some crazy production stuff. I want to see your stage look, crazy and have some different art stuff that relates to you as an artist. I don't want to just see the regular stage that I would see if they literally just turned off all the lights and took all the production away and it was just empty. Like, I don't want to see that if I'm paying that type of price. So
yeah, a bunch of dudes, like, look at this. I would never pay $200 to watch this. A bunch of dudes standing up on stage, looking at their cell phones while somebody's rapping. Nothing, no kind of crowd interaction or something. I mean, if you're not gonna dance, you got to interact with the crowd. None of these guys are throwing kind of like the little towels or whatnot with logos on them, or throwing some free T-shirts out or nothing. This is bogus right here.
Artists, y'all gotta, specifically rap artists, y'all kind of got to get it together with these performances. Either lower the ticket prices or bring something that's more than just rapping, jumping up and down with the song playing in the background and walking back and forth. Y'all got to bring something else, bro. You got to. But that's just my opinion. So that's why I'm kind of glad that these tours aren't really selling that well, because we've been kind of getting screwed as fans for an artist. The concert culture in rap is trash. Showing up late, canceling shows last minute, stopping shows halfway through, stopping shows after 20 minutes, giving half-ass performances. Like, it's been a trash culture of rap concerts recently, and I'm glad that this is happening. Maybe this will be a wake up call and a little bit of a renaissance for a majority of these rap artists. But that's going to be the end of my video. If you made it this far, leave a like, leave a subscribe. I'd great.
I don't think it's going to be a wake up call for him, but it's not even really an opinion. It's a fact. These performances are trash. They're more like listening parties. After hearing him break it down, yeah, you got to lower the prices, man. You know, and that's another thing. Like a lot of these artists, they don't never they want to try to keep getting the same amount for a performance as long as they can, even when they're not making no new music. Might not have dropped a hit record in over 10 years, but still want to be getting the same amount of money they were getting 10 years ago. You're only as good as your last hit, man. You're only as relevant as your last single, your last album, and pretty much that's how it goes. But I agree with a lot of what this cat said. I wouldn't pay $5 to go watch Little Durk perform or Little Baby or most of these artists. I would rather go to a Cat's Cradle show in Chapel Hill and see a real good underground hip hop show. DJ Premier behind the Wheels of Steels. I went to one of those shows. It was in a bar setting, and it was packed like a sardine can. It was the show was amazing. Just hearing DJ Premier play MOP music, oh my gosh, it's just some kind of feeling you get. But you're not gonna get these kind of feelings, at these rap culture shows, these rap shows like this. And a lot of these people that go to these shows, they're just a bunch of groupies, anyways. They treat these people like gods, and those people let it go to their head. I don't never treat none of these celebrities like gods, even the ones that I admire tremendously and that I look up to. I'm not gonna treat them like a god. I talk to them just like a regular person. They're just regular people that are just more famous and have more money, but they're not entitled to a fan base just cause. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.